What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mr. Cheap Sense back once again, and I told y'all your boy was gonna put in some work today, and I'm getting it in. I'm in a little bit more of a cheerful mood right now because after my last video, I got an unexpected message. I got two short videos from George Zaharoff, and he said, hey, me, or TLTG and I, as I should say it, inspired this person to visit George's store, and he introduced the person, and it is actually a subscriber to the channel, and his handle is El Padrino. I think that's the name. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I'll correct it in my next video. But he stopped by George's store, and he actually jumped in the video real quick. George showed, let him speak, say hey, and you know, whatever. And then not too long after that, George actually video messaged me and let me speak to the subscriber, El Padrino, and we spoke for a few minutes, and then, you know, we ended the video. But that's what it's all about, man. Doing these reviews it's all about the positive influence that we have on other people. It definitely outweighs the negativity. All the people jumping in the comment sections talking about shave the beard and all this other put on a shirt and all this other crap. It outweighs all of that, man. So positivity is what makes this thing work. And if there's not any positivity coming out of your mouth or your fingertips when you typing, y'all could miss me with all that negativity, because there's a lot more positive stuff going on than that negative stuff. So with that being said, shout out to George Zaharoff and El Padrino. And if you don't know who this young handsome fellow is behind me, this is Gent. He's a new one to the fragrance world. So make sure you find him, Gent, C-A-L-I-G-E-N-T. Make sure you find this young man and subscribe to his channel. Even if you don't want to subscribe, at least give him the courtesy to go over to his channel, watch his videos. He don't have that many, but he does have a few. Check out his videos, and then if you like him, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications, like, comment, all that good stuff. Also do that for me too. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. Make sure you hit all so you get all notifications. Make sure you share. Make sure you are active in the comment section. Follow me and Gent on Facebook. I don't know his handle on Facebook, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get it. Follow me on Facebook. Also, friend me. Make sure you send me a message to let me know who you are. You can follow me on Instagram, Mr. Cheap Sense, all one word, no spaces. And let's get to it. This video is the one I was talking about earlier that I was very excited about, because I haven't seen anyone do a mixture of the two. I've seen one or the other, but I've never seen the mixture of the two. So I'm going to call this one my tobacco and booze edition. So if you're a smoker, I don't condone smoking. I used to be a smoker. I had a chronic cough, and I had bronchitis once, and he told me if I didn't stop smoking that it would never go away. I stopped smoking. I don't have that chronic cough anymore. I feel a whole lot better, and I can't stand the smell of smoke. But if you're a smoker, break out your Cubans, break out your Stogies, whatever it is you smoking, Black and Milds, cigarettes, break them out. Grab your favorite booze, because it's about to go down. So I came up with this idea last night or the night before. I was thinking, and I was like, I've seen people do a boozy top 10 or top 5 list, and I've seen people do a tobacco top 10 or top 5 list, but nobody's ever did a mixture of the two that I remember. So hopefully I'm the first to do this. If I'm not, then oh well, it is what it is. But hey, I'm giving it my best shot here. So I actually have 5 tobacco fragrances. They may not be the most popular, And I have a lot more stuff that I can go through, but a lot of the stuff I haven't worn, I haven't tested. So I'm only doing the ones that I have smelled or tested so far. So I have 5 tobacco, I have 5 boozies, and I have 5 honorable mentions. So I'm gonna get that out of the way first. And the reason why 3 of these are honorable mentions is because I used them in my last video, and I wanted to try to do something different. Now, one of these was in my last video also, but this one also has tobacco and a little booze in it. So I'll leave that in there. But first, I gotta put the spotlight on this fragrance and make it hot, because a lot of people don't talk about this fragrance. And I like it a lot. I love it. And actually, the person who I actually traded, I think, or sold this to, messaged me because I mentioned it in the other video. But I have it back now in my collection, and it is from the house of Calvin Klein. It is Reveal. This is a nice, sweet, boozy type fragrance. And this one you're going to see a lot more, especially coming from me, because this deserves a lot more credit than what it really gets. This is one of the better performing fragrances in my personal opinion. Let me slide over a little bit so y'all can see Cali Gent in the background. I love this fragrance. Glad to have it back in my collection, and I will be giving this some wearing. If I go somewhere today, I may spray this on today. So that's my first honorable mention. The next honorable mention is you know what? I'm gonna switch it out. I'm gonna put that in the list and take this one out. So this honorable mention is Burberry's London. This one has mimosa. It says, I looked it up on Fragrantica. It says it has mimosa, but I've heard other reviewers say that it has port wine in it. And I'm not sure which one is true to the statement, but I know this also has tobacco in it. And this is perfect for the holiday season. And it actually was on my top 10 Christmas list. So with that being said, that's my second honorable mention. The next honorable mention is 1 Million Prive, and it also was on my Christmas list. This one has hookah tobacco in it, and I actually didn't know that this had tobacco in it, to be honest with you, but it does, has hookah tobacco in it. So that's my third one. This one I knew had tobacco in it, but I didn't want to put it back in the list again because it was just on the list. This is Dolce Gabbana, the one. This is the EDT. You could also put the EDP in there, but I went with this one. So, and last but not least is one I actually was going to throw into the list, and it's probably the one of the 4 cheaper fragrances in this list, and this is from Aramis. This is Tobacco Reserve, and this actually is a pretty good fragrance if you like tobacco. It's very strong, very potent, very long lasting. I had it in my collection, an actual bottle of it, and I don't know if I sold it, traded it, or what I did with it, but I do have a decant of it here, and I may pick it up again. I haven't seen a lot of it lately in discount stores, so I don't know what's going on, but this is a pretty good fragrance also. So now that we have the 5 honorable mentions out of the way, let's start with the stogies, the tobacco. I will admit one of these may be a little overpriced for some people for the amount that you get, but I can't deny that it is a good fragrance. And this one is from the house of Alexandria Fragrances. This one is Fade to Black. And this one actually was gifted to me by a subscriber. I can't remember who it is, but on the side of it, it says sweet honey, tobacco, and fruity. And this actually has pipe tobacco in it. So for those of you who smoke pipes, then this would be a great fragrance for you to wear. So at the number 10 spot, Fade to Black. Moving on over to take a little shot. Since we didn't hit the Stokke already, we're going to take a little shot here. We're going to go over to one I just got recently. I haven't worn it, and which I don't like doing this, but we're going to do it anyway. This one is Pure Malt, and I think this one is discontinued. So if you see this one out in the wild at the rack store somewhere, make sure you grab this one. If you're into boozy type fragrances and it's discontinued by Terry Mugler, or Mugler as people like to say, Pure Malt is a damn good fragrance. I haven't worn it, but just smelling it through this atomizer is enough to have my full attention. I love this. It is the malt from alcohol, as you all know. I love this fragrance. So if you don't have Pure Malt and you got a chance to sample it, or you got somebody that you know that has this, let them see if you can coax them into letting you smell it a little bit. I'm sorry, Cali Gent, man. I keep covering you up. Check this one out. So now that we done took us a shot, let's hit the Stokke again. We're going to go with one that really doesn't get a lot of talk. I know Joy, talked about this one, and I'm not sure about any other people. This one came from a subscriber who lives in Miami, and he says it doesn't get cold enough for him to wear this one, and I actually traded him a freshie. I can't remember what it was, but I've seen this one before online, and I've heard a few people talk about it before, and I was curious. Versace Man. Now everybody talks about Mano Fresh and all that other stuff. This to me is a very well blended, manly, masculine tobacco fragrance. It's not overpowering. It seems like it's just right. You know, you get some of those tobacco-y type fragrances that are just like over pungent, and you sometimes feel like you choking when you spray it on, and you can't spray but one or two sprays. This isn't that at all. This is very well blended. This is very nice. I'm not sure, but I think this is discontinued also. I'm not totally sure, but I love this fragrance. I've only worn it once, and I will give it another wearing sometime soon. So that is at the number 8 spot, I believe. Yeah, 8 spot. This is Versace Man. Now that we done hit the Stokke again, let's take us another shot. This is one that I did get in a few months ago from a subscriber, and I know how expensive this fragrance or this fragrance company is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to run out and go buy this, but actually I smelled this and I wore it once and I fell in love with it. And this is from the house of Killian. This is Apple Brandy. And I know this is hard to see. This to me is bottle worthy. And if I could afford to get a bottle of this, I definitely would. I love this. You do actually get the note of brandy, apple in this on top of that brandy note. Very nice. I like this one. Long lasting. It performs well. And I actually have a decent amount left. I can give this a few more wearings, but this is bottle worthy in my opinion. So Apple Brandy by Killian. So now that we done took us another shot, and we're at the number 6 spot, we're going to move on over to hit the Stokke again. I'm going to go with, from the house of Zara, this is Rich, Warm, and Addictive. This is actually one of my favorite fragrances. I have 2 others I'm not going to mention right now, but when Zara made this and the other 2 that I have, I was hooked. But then Zara started doing some funny stuff, and their fragrances aren't as long lasting. They're not potent. They don't smell inspiring anymore. And so I only stuck with the 3 I have. But this is nice. Some people don't like it. There's a controversial note in here, and it actually does say that it has coconut in this, but some people say it's some other note that smells like coconut. Whatever the case may be, I'm not going to get into a dick swinging competition with anybody about this, because I didn't make it. I don't give a shit. I have it. I like it, and that's all that matters. This is a tobacco fragrance also. Not the greatest in performance, but it works. I got compliments when I wore it, and that's all that matters. So, at the number 6 spot, Rich, Warm, and Addictive by Zara. This is the cheaper one. I think you can find this. It's better to get it in a two-pack set like I did. The price is better. But if you can get it as a single, it's still not bad. About 20 bucks. I think the dual set, I should say, with 2 in it, is going to run you about the same price. So you get 2 for almost 1 if you look at it in that aspect. But Zara, Rich, Warm, and Addictive. At the number 5 spot, we're going to go back over here and take us another little shot. This is a controversial fragrance when it was being talked about at the time. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. I'm one of the ones who's on the side that likes it. It's very strong. It's very pungent. It actually has rum in it. And this is from the house of Bentley. This is Bentley For Men Intense. One of my favorite fragrances. I have a few other Bentley fragrances. Thanks to the subscriber that got those 2 for me. And I swear as soon as I get the money to pay you back for that other one. I know you said don't worry about it. But I am going to find you again in my message comment. And I am going to shoot you that money. But I did trade him a fragrance for the other one, so we're square on that one. But it's just eating away at my conscience. But great fragrance, I think so. Cuts through the cold weather. Easily goes well beyond 8 hours in performance off of my skin personally. I can't speak for other people, but this works well for me, and I love it. So at the number 5 spot, Bentley For Men Intense. Number 4 spot, we're going to go on back over here and hit the Stokke real quick. Some people love this fragrance. Some people don't. I actually like this one a lot. I don't love it. And it is from the house of Calvin Klein. And this is another one that performs well like CK Reveal. This is CK1 Shock. Has that sweet, wet tobacco in it. Smells great. Decent performance on it. I think I get about 6, maybe 6 hours out of this. Maybe a little bit longer, 6.5. But I love it. Smells nice. It almost puts me in the same mind frame of London a little bit. But not bad. And you can find this for 20 and under at any rack store. You also probably can find a big ass bottle of it too for a decent price. But I love this fragrance. And that's at the number 4 spot. Number 3 is actually one that was on the last list also. And I didn't have much else on my shelf that I could have thrown here. I actually had to look up notes and see what was in these fragrances as far as like rum, whiskey, and stuff like that. But this is CH Men Prive, and it was on my Christmas list. Love this fragrance to death. Boozy. This one actually has whiskey in it. Sweet. It's not overpowering. Right up my alley. I love it. This is another one that's a little bit pricey. This one was a gift, so I'm not too concerned about the price on it, but you may be able to find it. And if you can afford it, get it. If not, I understand. So that's number 3 spot, CH Men Prive. Let's go back over here and hit the pipe tobacco one more time. The Stokke. This one I didn't know had tobacco in it, to be honest with you. And I've never actually really got my nose on it until recently. And I seen this one at TJ Maxx and I was intrigued and I got it. And this is from the house of Armani. This is Armani Code, the original. This is the smaller bottle. And I know some people are going to say, hey man, the top is a different color. Because I seen a gray looking top on one of these when I looked up the notes on it. This one has the black top, same as the bottle. And this does have tobacco in it. I did not know that. Very nice though. I like it. I haven't worn it yet, but I will soon. And I'm glad to have it in the collection. So this is Armani Code. And it's always great when you end with a shot. This one hasn't picked up a lot of traction. A lot of people talk about the other flankers of this. This one, in my personal opinion, hands down, is the better one of the two others that I have. I have Bulgari Man Black Cologne, and I have the Extreme. And this one is the only one that I have so far from this personal line, which is Bulgari Man in Black, that I love. And this smells great. The first time I got this and I sprayed it, and I was like, man, it's aggressive. For some people, it may be too much. You can't go overboard on the sprays because you will overpower somebody. But this is great. And this actually has rum in it. And I didn't know that. And now I know. So if you see this one and you like strong, masculine, boozy fragrances, such as this one, in which I think this is a lot better than this one as far as the smoothness. I love this one. Check this one out. You can find this in gift sets as of now. If you can wait, if you've seen the gift set, if you can wait till after Christmas when they start marking things down and clearance and all those gift sets to get rid of them, you may be able to find this for a decent price. But as of now, I think it's running you about $40 some odd in the gift set. So I don't know how you feel about it, but Bulgari Man in Black, awesome fragrance. I had a lot of fun doing this video. I didn't have a lot of fun looking up the notes. I had to reference several videos on top 10s and top 20s and just to see if they would talk about something that I had personally in my collection. I know I watched Joy I Mean. I watched one or two other videos, and I picked up aspiration or fragrances that other people have mentioned or talked about, and I was like, oh, I got that. So I grabbed it. Some of them I could have threw some other stuff in there, but it is what it is. I hope you all enjoy this list. If you like the list and you want to see more like this, let me know in the comment section what you thought about this list. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you thought I should have threw something else in the place of something else. I know I try to mix it up a little bit and give people who are in the high range designer fragrance level versus the people who are more in the inexpensive side, like the CK Shock, the Zara, you know, the London, the CK Reveal, who's on the lower tier end. I try to mix it up and blend it a little bit. So hopefully y'all like this list. Y'all got a mix of high and lower end stuff. Hey, I enjoyed doing this. I hope y'all got a kick out of it. We're going to end this with a Stokke and another shot. Here's the Smelling Great. I'm out. Peace.